as I say that, it decides to pop out. So, yeah.
Hey, Darren, check and see if they've got our line up.
Oh, okay. I will just say.
Good afternoon from Chandler Field in Versailles, Woodford County Park. It is the first game that we have broadcast this year of Woodford County baseball. And today it'll be a district game in District 41 between the home-standing Woodford County Yellow Jackets and the visiting Western Hills Wolverines. Kind of a good game to do here, Darren, because both of these teams being district opponents, and also these two teams are 2-0 in the district.
Mm-hmm.
And the other two teams, Franklin County and Frankfort, are both 0-2. So this will go a long way, even though the Jackets have a couple more district games to play, go a long way toward deciding who gets those 1 and 2 seeds in the postseason.
Yeah, and these were coming into this season supposed to be the top two teams in the 41st district. I know there was high expectations here with the Jackets just because of some of the returners they had from a year ago. I know the record doesn't reflect that when it comes to wins and losses. However, from what I've talked with people, there have been a couple of games that they've been blown out in. One was Madison Central, but with that game, there are huge expectations over in Richmond with Madison Central. I mean, they are the top team in the region coming into the preseason. They have played like it. They have hit the ball like it. And, of course, a Steve Roof Ball Club normally is going to hit the baseball, and they're going to field it. Where they have run into trouble at times has been their pitching depth. But I've heard they've got a little bit more pitching depth than they've had in the last several years. So that's one thing. And the other thing, Dunbar has always been known as a good pitching staff. They've got 3 or 4 guys that are quality pitchers. That's the other one. But this 41st district, wide open. It could go Western Hills, it could go Woodford, it can go Franklin County. And still don't count out Frankfort High, because Frankfort High a couple of years ago pulled off a shocker in the first round of the district tournament. So we'll see what happens. And, of course, the 11th region is loaded. They have 8 teams ranked in the top 25.
Well, the two teams you mentioned, Madison Central and Dunbar, have both played Woodford County, and Woodford wasn't even close. And both the games were on the road. Central won 14-1 in 5 innings, and then Dunbar won 12-2 in 7 innings. So the Jackets hopefully are making some improvements as they go here through pretty much the middle of the season right now. I do like the fact, though, that they've polished off their district opponents, and those games haven't really been close.
No, they've outscored their 2 district opponents. I think it was 30-0.
22-0.
Okay. You look at those 2 games, and they've hit the ball well in those games. And, of course, then there have been some circumstances where they've gotten some base runners on some defensive errors by their opponents. But today is one of these games where you got a fairly young Western Hills ball club that is talented, and you got a homegrown alum from Woodford as their head coach. So he knows this program inside and out, even though we do have a new coach here in Coach Patterson. But it's going to be an interesting game today. And it always seems to be with Western Hills. We've called several Western Hills Woodford games that have been 1-run ball games over the past. We can remember the 1-0 game down at Western Hills Field against J.T. Riddle and that crew from Western Hills. We can remember a game here that went 3-2 into 8 innings. So I mean, there have been 1 run. Then we've seen a district game where a young man for Western Hills hit a 3-run home run to defeat a very good Yellow Jacket ball club in the district championship down at Capitol View Park. I think game was 3-2 or 4-3. So we've had a lot of 1-run games in this series. So we'll see what happens today. I don't expect anything different.
Woodford's most recent game was last Friday, in which they traveled to East Jessamine and lost that by a score of 2-1. West Jessamine went into the 7th inning leading 2-0. The Jackets were able to push across a run in the top of the 7th, but that's all they got. And that evened their record at 8 victories and 8 losses. Now, the coach, Paul Patterson, is a tall guy. he's a skyscraper at 6'7", a Nicholasville native.
Yeah, a Nicholasville native. a left-handed pitcher, if I remember correctly. So that helps. He's also got some professional experience. As we're looking here, he played in the Sally League, which of course the Legends are part of. Staten Island, the Yankees, and the Charleston River Dogs. See, I always love those minor league nicknames because you get some really unusual ones. Great, I guess the Gulf Coast League Yankees, Staten Island in the A League. So he's got a lot of River City Rascals. Matter of fact, they're the Rascals. You know what their mascot is? Get a lot of experience, and that guy had that brought here to this program. Of course, that roster was loaded. His son Logan and Holland, and we're getting ready for the national anthem. You want to step out?
All right, the national anthem, and let's check now. Woodford County's defense has been introduced, and let's introduce our listeners to the Woodford County defense. In left field is going to be Caleb McNeely. He wears number 10. He's a sophomore. Center field is Jack Ackerman, a junior, wears number 15, and in right field, Mason Robinette, a senior, wears number 22. At third base is Hunter Hilbert, wears number 3. He's a sophomore. Shortstop is Benjamin Detton. He wears number 12, and he is a junior. At second base is Ben Browning, one of 2 freshman starters for Woodford County. He wears number 11. And at first base is junior Parker Thomas. He wears number 5. Then the other freshman is behind the plate. A big position for a freshman. Number 4, Charlie Corum is back there. And then the pitcher today is one of Woodford County's 2 senior starters. Of course, one of those senior starters was Robinette in right field. This is Nate Beavers, and he has been Woodford County's stud pitcher this year. Lots of strikeouts, has logged a lot of innings. They don't keep his winning and loss record in the stats here, but it's for sure that he's been their ace this season through 16 games. For the Western Hills Wolverines in their starting lineup, they'll go to bat with Jack Ackerman leading off, the center fielder. I'm sorry.
There you go. Wrong one.
Thomas Bennett, the shortstop, will lead off. Parker Jackson will be at second base, batting third. Jesse Howard is the catcher, batting fourth. Landon Arlbach is the first baseman, batting fifth. Batting fourth, I should say. Batting fifth at third base is Logan Etherington. Batting sixth, the pitcher Luke Wheatley. Cameron Barton. Batting eighth in left field, Parker Burge. And batting ninth in center field, Teddy Emberton. Here's the first pitch from Beavers, and it is skied to left field. And heading under it is McNeely, and he grabs it for out number 1.
1 pitch, 1 out. The line on Beavers so far this year, Mac, 28 innings pitched. He started 4 games. He's appeared in 5 on the mound. He's given up 16 hits, 6 runs. He's hit a walk 3, struck out 43, and hit a batter. His ERA .000.
Well, I said he was the stud pitcher, didn't I? Oh, there's a big rip and a miss. This is Parker Jackson at the plate, the second baseman for Western Hills. Beavers comes right to the plate, right down the heart of the plate, and he's up 0-2.
That looked like a little breaking pitch off the outer half away from Jackson.
And this one he catches up. It's going to fly to right field, and that'll be Robinette who gets under it for the second out. Robinette had to go quite a long ways to get that one almost into center field, but he cut in front of Ackerman to make the catch.
Well, Ackerman came a long way over towards the right field.
They both had a long way to go, didn't they?
But Ackerman was actually behind Robinette.
Here's the catcher, number 13, Jesse Howard, with 2 outs. And he fouls this one back.
Good to see Corum back in action athletically. Of course, in the fall, he was on the gridiron with the football Jackets and I believe hurt his shoulder. And then came back from that and wound up, I think, hurting the knee.
Beavers in the dirt this time, trying to catch him going low for the ball, but it doesn't work. It's 1-1.
Actually, they call it 2-0.
Is it 2-0?
Yeah.
Okay, he didn't swing at the last one, did he? He swings at this one, fouls it back. It's 1-2.
That was headed towards my car, too.
2-1, I should say. Reverse that. 2 balls and a strike against Jesse Howard. So Beavers has been way ahead of the first 2 batters, is behind Howard here, 2-1. Here's the pitch. And he skies this one into left field. This is going to be a long run, but it's also going to be out of play.
That pitch was up in Howard's eyes.
A long run there by McNeely, but I think he kind of knew, kind of pulled up there the last couple of strides, knowing that ball was going to go into territory. So 2-2 is even, and Beavers' pitch is inside and swung on. Dropped.
I think Howard got a piece of that one.
Yeah, he must have, because that would have been strike 3.
Yeah, well, Beavers missed his spot there. Corum set up on the outside part of the plate, and Nate came back inside to Howard.
Wants this one outside, and that was pretty much down the middle, and that was swung on foul by Howard. Did you see Corum? He set up on the outside of the plate there, and the pitch was a lot more left than he had figured it was going to be. And he still set up on the right side, and this one he swung on and missed. The ball was dropped, but Corum picks it up and tags for the out. So Beavers has a very easy first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors for Western Hills. And Woodford County now will go to the bottom of the first with a 0-0 score. You're watching all the action on WoodfordSports.com.
We'd like to introduce the all-new McDonald's McChicken Sandwich, but we can't. You see, the McChicken Sandwich isn't all new, and that's the point. It's the same tender, juicy chicken you've been loving all along, with the same peppery crunch on the outside. It's 100% brand not new. The McChicken Sandwich is still the same great price, too, just $1. Find it on McDonald's Dollar Menu and more, with meal choices you can count on at prices you'll be loving. Prices and participation may vary. We'd like to introduce the all-new McDonald's McChicken Sandwich, but we can't. You see, the McChicken Sandwich isn't all new, and that's the point. It's the same tender, juicy chicken you've been loving all along, with the same peppery crunch on the outside. It's 100% brand not new. The McChicken Sandwich is still the same great price, too, just $1. Find it on McDonald's Dollar Menu and more, with meal choices you can count on at prices you'll be loving. Prices and participation may vary. We'd like to introduce the all-new McDonald's McChicken Sandwich.
The team is made up of guards and forwards,
Offense and defense.
all working together as a unit.
One mission, one goal.
But no matter how high we're ranked,
No matter what the result,
there's one team we'll never beat.
The sports medicine team at UK Healthcare. The top sports medicine physicians, surgeons, and athletic trainers you'll find anywhere, you'll find here.
when it comes to orthopedic care,
I wouldn't send my team anywhere else.
All right, here's the defensive lineup for Western Hills in the bottom of the first inning. It'll be Parker Burge in left field, a sophomore. Center fielder is Teddy Emberton, a junior. And the right fielder is Cameron Barton, a junior. The third baseman, Logan Etherington, a junior. Shortstop is Thomas Bennett, a junior. Second baseman is Parker Jackson, a senior. The first baseman, Landon Arflack, a freshman. Behind the plate, Jesse Howard, a senior, and he'll catch for a senior. The starting pitcher is Luke Wheatley. Wears number 12. He's on the mound right now, as you can see him on the screen, and he is about to deliver to Jack Ackerman for Woodford County's first at bat, and Ackerman takes one high and tight for ball one.
Ackerman's hitting .311 back on the year. He has 14 hits in 45 at bats. He's scored 11 runs. He's been hit by a pitch a couple of times. He's walked 6 times. Got 6 RBIs. So pretty good leadoff man for the Jackets here.
Wheatley dropped that down and got a strike, so it's even at 1-1. No score. Western Hills went down in order in the first inning. Ball catches the outside. Where we are, I would have called it a ball.
Yeah, well, kind of like the Ackerman look, the old style with the stirrups and
got them high, didn't it?
Yeah, the pants bloused is what they used to call those.
Ball and 2 strikes. He swings, and this will be a strikeout, throw out, and 1 out.
Got him with a breaking pitch inside. And
Woodford, I made a mention of their uniforms here. Sometimes these numbers can be hard to see because half the number is absorbed by a dark color, and the top half of the number is white. These remind me, although they're not as loud, not nearly as loud, of the old Houston Astros uniforms, where they had the kind of a rainbow color on the bottom. Here's a swing and a foul ball taken in there by Robinette.
You're going way back with that one.
Yeah, I mean, this is, early 80s maybe?
Late 70s,
Late
early
70s,
80s.
early 80s. Yeah, they kind of
J.R. Richard was their #1 pitcher back then, too.
Now, these have kind of a black-gray stripe on them. Robinette, this is going to be in foul territory, and they're not going to be able to get to it as it hits near the right field fence.
Well, I'll tell you this, too. That gold outline has a lot to do with the fact that we're able to pick up the number a lot easier. I did a game about a year ago, and team had gray on gray, and it was a lighter gray, darker gray, lighter, and then the white outline, you couldn't see them. You could forget. And when the sun went down and the lights were on, forget it.
Robinette looking at an 0-2 pitch.
He
he took a long look at that, the umpire did, and called it a ball.
Yeah. Good pitch, just missed outside, but Robinette.
Ball and 2 strikes. The pitcher is Luke Wheatley. And he drills this one into right field, but it's going to be right at the right fielder, Cameron Barton, for the out. He hit that one pretty strong, Darren, but right at the right fielder.
Yeah, got a little bit under it, and the right fielder positioned perfectly. Was Barton, I should say, for the Wolverines.
Woodford County only had 2 hits in their last outing, which was a loss to East Jessamine last Friday, hoping to get outs in the first inning. Have no runs. And the third back to Caleb McNeely, and that is in there for a strike. So both Wheatley and Beavers have stayed ahead of the hitters here in the first inning, and that's why they have nobody on base right now, and they're pitching pretty easy. That one's inside and a strike. So McNeely falls 0-2, just like Robinette did. Nice pitching by Wheatley there, and now Caleb McNeely's kind of got to choke up a little bit more. And swings and misses. Oh, he didn't swing and miss. He fouled this one off to the right side over the bullpen, and well, I don't know where that went.
Here, you want to borrow mine? Yeah. You want to borrow mine?
I was trying to follow the ball, and all of a sudden I lost it.
Want to borrow mine?
Yeah, fans, I'm seeing double vision right now, so sometimes my vision plays tricks on me. That was a high one, trying to get him to swing high, McNeely.
Now,
and he could afford to throw that one away. It was an 0-2 pitch.
Now, you know, if she was alive, my mother would have a comment about what we just said. You know that, right?
And a high pitch is clipped into right field, but it's going to be in foul territory. Giving chase was Barton, but he couldn't quite get there, and the count stays at 1-2. I was kind of amused when I drove in, Darren, that the parking lot that sits behind the stadium here was empty, and it probably still is empty. And everybody seemed to be parking in the grass, and I guess it's because when a lot of foul balls are fouled back, they are fouled right into the parking lot area. They ought to just take away the parking lot because nobody's using it. There's a strike on the outside, and that's it for Woodford County. 1-2-3. 1-2-3 in the first. And after one inning of play, score tied 0-0 between district rivals Woodford County and Western Hills. We'll be back here on WoodfordSports.com.
Are you looking for a dependable source for all your printing and promotional needs? Then shop locally and let Versailles Printing help you where no job is too big or too small. Everything from business cards to letterhead are done in a swift, professional manner. Versailles Printing can also help you advertise an event with yard signs, banners, and magnetic signs. They even do pins, mugs, t-shirts, jackets, and automobiles. That's Versailles Printing, 422 Lexington Road, or call 859-873-5497. Versailles Printing, your only local full-service printer.
Hey, Amy, do you have...
Not now. I'm taking a sipcation.
A sipcation?
Yeah, not a vacation, not a staycation, but a sipcation. Get a McDonald's flavored tea, take a sip, and that perfect sweetness takes you straight to paradise.
We should take more sipcations.
And nailcations.
And spacations.
Put it all on the calendar.
McDonald's flavored sweet teas take you to paradise. Enjoy a wonderfully refreshing peach or strawberry flavored tea for a hint of sweet fruit flavor. And participate in McDonald's.
All right, we're back to Chandler Field. Both pitchers in the first inning, Beavers for Woodford County and Wheatley for Western Hills, were on top of their games. They allowed no hits and no runs. And let's see if Beavers can be as productive here in the second inning as he faces a left-hand batter, swung on, and that is a strike to Landon Arl. Is it Arlback or Arflack? Arflack it is.
Okay.
First baseman.
I'll trust you on that
And he takes a strike, so Beavers remains hot here. He's 0-2. Let's see what he does with his third pitch since he's way on top. And he throws that low and outside, and Arflack does not elect to chase it. The count now 1-2 strikes. Beavers is really moving the ball across the plate. And he comes hard with it. The ball is dropped by Corum, but he's going to pick it up. And it'll be another strikeout throwout for out number one. That's 2 strikeouts so far for the senior Nate Beavers.
You know, what's impressive is he throws a lot of strikes, does Beavers, but he's coming into today. He's now got 45 strikeouts. He's walked 1.
He's had double-digit strikeouts in several games this year.
You know, he's averaging 10 strikeouts per game, per 7 innings, or per start, I should say. And now
First pitch to Logan Etherington, a third baseman, was a high strike. And then he fouls this one after he got a late swing on it. So, again, the count is 0-2. First pitch strikes have been in abundance here for Beavers. That one just a little high. So it'll be 1-2.
That sounds like Bob Euchre.
Corum just over his helmet there taking that one. 1-2, still ahead, and a curveball misses with him. Logan Etherington. That was quite a curveball there.
Well, he started at the middle of the plate, so he got to the batter.
This is Wheatley, his opponent pitcher.
I like pitchers like that. I don't know, but you had guys like Sean Casey and hitters like that would take forever to get in the.
Oh, we got him with a strike. I was sure that was on the off has 4 strikeouts and inning and a half. It's Woodford nothing. Western Hills coming. Yes, they have been at bat, and they have no score.
That was funny. So it's 4, 5, and 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Enlow's batting .320. Scored 10 times. He's got 9 RBIs to lead the team.
Thank you for letting Jack Kane Ford keep your family safely on the road for generations. 54 great years. Jack Kane Ford makes buying a car fun, easy, and fast. 60 minutes guaranteed. You're driving away in the vehicle you choose. That's Jack Kane Ford. Wonderful selection of back row Joes from $1,500 to $12,000. Best service anytime. Plus, you get a 3-day money-back guarantee on all vehicles. Jack Kane Ford in Lexington.
Woodford County in the top. Bottom of the second inning will go with and Hunter Hilbert, baseman. Those that are due up bottom of the second. And Beavers, Wheatley for Western Hills and Beavers for Woodford County have been on top of their games. It has been a pitching duel so far. So stepping in now is Colin Enlow, and Colin has a pretty good batting average, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Doesn't he there? That's why he's the DH,
yeah,
I guess.
Well, that's why he's the cleanup man. 375. He's batted in 9. Got 9 RBIs. He's got 5 doubles, though, and they hit him with the first pitch.
Okay, so that may get something started here as the leadoff batter, Colin Enlow, is hit by a Luke Wheatley pitch. And that puts Enlow on. And he will run for himself at, well, he's a DH. He's DH.
Enlow 16 of 50 coming in to the bat. He's got actually 6 doubles, 7 RBIs, scored 10 runs. So he's been exactly what you look for in a cleanup man.
Charlie Corum, the catcher, steps in now with 1 on and no outs. And the pitch by Wheatley is outside and in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes to the compact, yet very strong Charlie Corum. How about catching varsity as a freshman? That's quite an accomplishment, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Not too many guys do that.
And he's done a good job this year. That one he got under a lot, and the second baseman, I think this is Bennett. Yes, he's going to retreat and catch it. So the second baseman, Thomas Bennett.
You mean the shortstop?
The shortstop,
yeah.
Thomas Bennett, catches the fly.
Well, you can tell you've been out of this for 2 years.
Colin Enlow, thank you. Colin Enlow flies to short for the first out.
You know, for those that are listening for the first time,
I've forgotten all my positions.
Yeah, you know, for those that are listening for the first time to you and I, you couldn't tell we've been together for 30 years, can they? Huh?
Now you forget when I worked for the Woodford Sun, I went to all those Woodford County and Rockers games. I was a baseball fan. The throwback to Enlow from the catcher, Jesse Howard, is a little bit late.
You know, and you and I have a lot of the similar likes when it comes to sporting teams, except for 2.
The Cleveland teams.
Yeah, the Cleveland teams, football and baseball. Never figured out how you became a Browns fan.
Oh, I did. I grew up as a child watching Jim Brown.
Okay,
How about
there we
that?
go. There you go. I actually remember
go back
Leroy
that
Kelly.
far.
How about that?
Yeah. If you look at people my age that were in Versailles, there's a strike, who were in Versailles, and kids at the time or older, their favorite team was probably the Browns because there was no Bengals until 1968.
There you go. And the guy who owned the Browns actually became the owner of the Bengals.
Paul Brown.
Ooh, bad play there by the shortstop Bennett. Took his eye off the baseball. Got to make sure you get that first out, that lead runner, and give a fielder's choice to the batter for the Jackets, and an error on the shortstop because he got a good throw from his second baseman. He just didn't do a very good job of looking the ball in.
Okay, so a man in scoring position for the first time today, and that's Enlow. And now Parker Thomas, the number 7 hitter, comes to the plate, trying to do some damage for the Jackets. Wheatley's pitch is in there for a strike.
He had a home run cut there.
He sure did. He wants to bring that run in, doesn't he?
Yeah, if I had swung that hard, I'd have probably pulled every muscle I had in my back.
Parker Thomas, the first baseman for Woodford County, a junior.
Of course, he's a big young man, though. He's got some pretty good size on him.
He's had some good numbers this year. He's been very dependable and a good pitcher. And we may see him on the mound tomorrow against Franklin County. At least that was the
indication.
That was some of the buzz in the box today, as I was asking about who would
Thomas not right.
Who would pitch today.
Yeah, according to his batting average, he's only batting 133. He's 4 for 30 on the season hitting.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he's been a better pitcher than a hitter.
Much better pitcher, maybe. Yeah.
1 ball and 2 strikes now to Parker Thomas. Shouldn't it be 2 outs?
There's 1 out.
Is there 1 out?
No, it shouldn't be anybody out. No, it should be nobody out, I don't think.
Fly to shortstop.
That's right. 1 out. Yeah, 1 out.
Well, then we had the fielder's choice.
Yeah, but there was no out made.
Oh, he went to first, didn't he?
Well, yeah, but the throw was bobbled.
Yeah.
This one's hit deep, Mac.
And into right field, caught. It will advance the runner, though. And Enlow will go with the third. However, behind him and sliding
Hilbert
was Hilbert, and he was thrown out. So Woodford wastes a runner at third base when it could have been third base and 2 outs.
Yeah, that was not a good decision by Hilbert.
So he got caught on the base paths there, and that ends up being Woodford's 3rd out of the inning. So the Jackets come up with no runs, no hits, and 1 error. There was 1 man left on. That was Enlow at third base. And the score after 2 complete innings is Woodford County 2, or Woodford County nothing, and Western Hills nothing. We'll be back right after this.
Hello, this is Joe Gravitz with McDonald's of Versailles, and we are so lucky to call Versailles, Midway, and Woodford County home.
Thanks for your support of McDonald's and all that you do to make Woodford County a great community.
Teamwork, family, community, and service. That's what Gravitz McDonald's is all about, and more importantly, that's what this community is all about.
On behalf of all of us at Gravitz McDonald's,
we just want to say thanks.
I'm Louis Gaver with Sutherland Chevrolet. Come see us. We'll show you how we make buying a car fun again.
Sutherland's the only dealer in the state to be awarded the prestigious GM Mark of Excellence Award. And we're easy to get to, just 6 miles past the Fayette Mall.
No hassle, just the Sutherland advantage.
For price, service, and selection, nobody beats a Sutherland deal.
Sutherland Chevrolet.
Kentucky's best Chevy deal.
Back to Chandler Field, and now for 3rd inning coverage, I pass the baton to Darren Douglas.
Wow.
Or is it the microphone?
Or
is it
whatever.
the microphone?
Tag in, whatever you want to call it. We've been around long enough. First pitch to the 7th man in the Wolverine lineup. Barton is fouled back and out of play to the left, to the right, I should say. A breaking pitch for the pitch number 2 from Beavers, and it's quickly 0-2. It'll be 7, 8, and 9. Barton, Burge, and Emberton for the Wolverines in a scoreless game here at Chandler Field. This one hit over the mound. The shortstop charging for Woodford County. Throws high and aboard with the first base runner of the ball game for Western Hills is Barton. Let's see what they do. They officially have not given anything to the shortstop for the Jackets just now.
Well, we said that Woodford County was 8-8 after that loss to East Jessamine on Friday, and Western Hills is 12-6.
Yeah, they played pretty well early on here. This one bunted at, and he did bunt it. Did not make contact, did Burge, but down to second goes Barton on the pass ball. And Coach Patterson going to come out and ask, did he make contact?
All 6'7". You can't miss.
No, you can't
Paul
miss
Patterson.
him. And he dwarfs the home plate umpire. Of course, he dwarfs me too. Coach Patterson in his first year at Woodford County, and tried to get one of my cousins to come down here as an assistant coach, but he had just gotten married about a year and a half ago, did my cousin, and also just now had a baby. And I'm referring to Chris Wade, the former University of Kentucky shortstop. So a no balls, one strike count on Birds. This one popped in the air. Nice play by Beavers.
He got a glove under that. His glove hit the ground. He got it on the ground, and the ball was still in the air. So nice play getting off the mound and charging that one by Beavers.
Well, Birds got the thing in the air. And Drew Chisholm, the head coach, you don't see very much. And he's going to ask the plate umpire to come out and ask the base umpire. And here's the problem when you have a two-man umpiring crew. With a guy on, the base umpire has to move over to the middle of the diamond. And with Beavers sprinting straight off the mound, he's going to block the vision of the base umpire.
There's no question.
So there's no way he could see it. So it really is it's the plate umpire's call all the way.
No question he caught it.
Yep. So one out, and brings up now Teddy Emberton, the center fielder for Western Hills. Western Hills with a runner in scoring position. Pitch is high and away, a fastball.
Usually Beavers has been first pitch strike. Unusual to see him get behind on the first pitch so far.
So this one's hit to the third baseman and bobbled and dropped by the third baseman for the Jackets. Hilbert, and he took his eye off of it, trying to look the runner back to second, but the ball was hit right directly at him, Mac, and that's
you could kind of see him tense up on that one because the ball was playing him.
Yeah, and that's where you get caught in between hops. But nonetheless, a second error on the Jackets here in the inning, and now Beavers works from the stretch with runners at first and second and one gone. The top of the order, Thomas Bennett, who flew out to left field his first time up. And Beavers steps back. Infield back, except at first with Thomas. Short lead by the runner at second, and a breaking pitch on the outside corner. Strike nothing and one to Bennett. So Beavers in somewhat of a jam here in the top of the third of not his own doing. His fielders have let him down right now. Ground ball up the middle, off to his left into center field. Ackerman charges, bobbles. Here comes the runner. The throw is offline. Corum comes out to get the ball. He'll underhand to Hilbert. Safe. At third base is Barton, and Western Hills has scored the game's first run and up 1-0, and two errors by Woodford County behind Nate Beavers led to that run.
So a little bit shaky defense. Woodford County has had games where the deciding elements of the game were the fact that Woodford County's defense broke down and they made some errors that cost them some victories in close ball games, and we hope that is not the case today. Woodford looking a little shaky defensively in this inning against Western Hills. With the ball on the ground, they just haven't been able to come up with a play.
Well, a ground ball up the middle, a clear hit off the bat of Bennett, the leadoff man for Western Hills. Barton, who was off and running with a runner behind him at first base, scored easily. The throw was offline. Thomas, the first baseman, got in position to try to cut it off where he was supposed to. Ackerman totally missed him. And the ball scooted out between the mound and the third baseline. Corum, backing up from his catching position, tried to underhand to Hilbert.
He couldn't have done a better job with that one. He got it right to Hilbert, but Hilbert, I think, caught it in the back of his glove there, or about the back palm of his glove, and he just couldn't hang on to it to force the out. He wouldn't have gotten him anyway.
So a run in and runners on the corners with one out, and Beavers got what he wanted, a ground ball, but unfortunately it eluded the second baseman for the Jackets. This one, ground ball, shortstop in the hole.
That's
and back-to-back hits by the top two Wolverines. Bennett with the game's first RBI, and then Jackson, who had flown out to right his first time up, grounds a single into left field, and Western Hills leads it 2-0.
And we've got runners still in scoring position for Jesse Howard at the plate.
And Howard was one of the 4 strikeout victims so far today. He ended the first with a strikeout. So 2-0 Western Hills. And a swing and a miss from Howard on an off-speed pitch. He was sitting dead red fastball, and he got an off-speed pitch.
How are you feeling if you're Beavers right now? You pitched a pretty good ball game, but some shakiness around him.
Yeah, well, you're early on. You're still 2 runs down, but you got to be able to put the ball in play. Ground ball third, and it's wide of the bag, and Hilbert will step on the bag, but foul ball called. So 0-2 to Howard. And again, he got off speed, and he was way out in front of it. And really, you know, it's been the defensive problems for Woodford this year in a couple of games. According to people I've talked to, they've had some errors that have cost them some runs. The 0-2 to Howard, straight down the middle. He was looking off speed. He got a fastball.
An emphatic strikeout call by the home plate umpire.
Yeah, he had been looking fastball for the first 2 pitches and got breaking pitches. This one he was looking for the breaking pitch, and Beavers got him with a fastball. So 2 down now with 2 runs in for Western Hills. It brings up now Arfak, the first baseman for Western Hills, number 11, bats from the left side.
Both of these teams this year have taken trips out of state and done
well,
pretty well. Western Hills, as a matter of fact, went down to Tennessee and looked like they won all 4 of their games down there. It was called the Diamond Demerini Academic Classic. They beat Christian Academy of Knoxville. They beat Cookeville, Tennessee, Powell, Tennessee, and Morristown, Hamlin West, Tennessee. So a very profitable trip for the Wolverines down to Tennessee. They also played in the Webster Orthodontics Invitational at Danville and won 2 out of 3 down there. That was back in March 25th, 26th.
The 0-2 pitch just missed with a fastball, and then an off-speed pitch gets Arfak swinging. But in the inning for Western Hills, it was profitable. 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 Woodford County errors. There were 2 Wolverines left. After 2.5, it's Western Hills 2, Woodford County nothing. Back with more on WoodfordSports.com.
Hello, this is Joe Gravis with McDonald's of Versailles. And to have a winning team, you got to have teamwork.
Big errors.
To have teamwork, you need a healthy body, and that starts with great nutrition.
McDonald's is proud to offer a whole lot of healthy options on our menu, many of which are under 400 calories.
Gravis McDonald's is also a proud sponsor of Woodford County Sports.
Thanks a lot. We look forward to seeing you in the restaurant. And
Go Jackets!
We can't. You see, the McChicken sandwich isn't all new, and that's the point. It's the same tender, juicy chicken you've been loving all along, with the same peppery crunch on the outside. It's 100% brand not new. The McChicken sandwich is still the same great price, too. Just $1. Find it on McDonald's Dollar Menu and more, with meal choices you can count on at prices you'll be loving. Prices and participation may vary.
Back to Chandler Field, Woodford County in a 2-0 hole here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And it was pretty much a couple of hits from Western Hills, their top 2 guys in the lineup. Bennett and Jackson got RBI singles, but the 2 runs that scored unearned because they got on base via the error. First pitch swinging and fouled out of play to the right. The first baseman, Affleck, over there checking, but it's out of play. It'll be Browning. It'll be Browning, Denton, and back to the top of the order in Ackerman for Woodford County here to face Wheatley. Wheatley's not giving up a hit yet. As first pitch swung on, line to right field, and it comes popping out of the glove of the right fielder. Nice effort by the right fielder, Barton.
That'll go down as a base hit.
Yeah, and he actually had it for a moment, but when he hit the ground,
base hit.
The ball came out of the glove, and it is a hit. So the first hit of the ball game for Woodford County by Browning. And the Jackets have their third base runner of the ball game. They had a threat going with runners at first and third on a fly to right field, but Western Hills came running in from third and threw Hilbert out at second, who was trying to advance to second base. Pitch out is high, and they're going to have Browning picked off, and they got him. Got too far off and got gunned down. So Woodford, with bad base running in back-to-back innings, have knocked off runners. Put the out 2-3 at first base on Browning. And a ball to Benjamin Denton, the shortstop for the Jackets. And Wheatley works now back from the windup and hits with a strike on the outside corner.
Now, does he have a brother named Seth?
Who?
Denton.
I would assume so.
Because on this roster it says number 12, Seth Denton.
Maybe he goes
Is
by
it
that.
Benjamin Seth Denton or Seth Benjamin Denton?
I don't know.
I don't see another Denton on the roster.
Well, that must be him then.
250 batting average this year.
He's even on the count, 1-1 with Wheatley. Pitch on the inside corner strike. Now, Wheatley is old school, Mac. For all our viewers out there, when I say old school, he comes straight over the top with his pitching arm. Watch in his motion here. The senior right-hander. A ball, 2 strikes on Denton now. The base is clear and a pitch away.
That would be the preferred method. Would that lessen the wear and tear on your arm?
Yes and no.
Because those sidewinders are not going to last very long.
Well, it depends on how elastic your arm is. This one fouled at the plate. It hit Denton while it's still in the box. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Woodford has had base runners in the last 2 innings. They had runners at first and second. Enlow tagged on a fly ball to right, made it to third safely, but Hilbert, trying to move up 90 feet, got gunned down to end the inning. This one swung on off the fist. The third baseman angles off to his left. That's Ethington, and on to first. 2 down now.
5-3 in the book.
Yep, 5-3 put out if you're scoring at home with us. And when you know it, my pen, a brand spanking new pen went out. I got one right here in my pocket. So 2 down. Browning led off the inning, Mac, with a single to right, and then was promptly picked off 1 pitch later.
Aaron, this is Jack Ackerman. He's batting .311. Leads Woodford County in 3 categories. Leads them in singles with 14, runs with 11, and walks with 6. And he's second on the team in hits with 14. So he's a very productive player.
Struck out his first time up and looks at a strike on the outside corner from Wheatley. The 0-1. Chop to the right of the mound. Wheatley off. Fields underhands over to Aflac. Inning over. A leadoff single doesn't hurt Wheatley as they pick him off 1 pitch later. The Jackets go out in order, 1, 2, 3 after that. And after 3 complete, Western Hills leads Woodford County 2-0 on WoodfordSports.com.
Are you looking for a dependable source for all your printing and promotional needs? Then shop locally and let Versailles Printing help you where no job is too big or too small. Everything from business cards to letterhead are done in a swift, professional manner. Versailles Printing can also help you advertise an event with yard signs, banners, and magnetic signs. They even do pins, mugs, t-shirts, jackets, and automobiles. That's Versailles Printing, 422 Lexington Road, or call 859-873-5497. Versailles Printing, your only local full-service printer.
Hey, Amy, do you have...
Not now. I'm taking a sipcation.
A sipcation?
Yeah, not a vacation, not a staycation, but a sipcation. Get a McDonald's flavored tea, take a sip, and that perfect sweetness takes you straight to paradise.
We should take more sipcations.
And nailcations.
And spacations.
Put it all on the calendar.
McDonald's flavored sweet teas take you to paradise. Enjoy a wonderfully refreshing peach or strawberry flavored tea for a hint of sweet fruit flavor. And participate in McDonald's.
Well,
back to Chandler Field here in Versailles. We are waiting on the Western Hills dugout. And, again, the head coach is Drew Chisholm. And you normally see either the head coach at third base or in the dugout. Well, Drew has chosen to be the first base coach.
And Drew's a Woodford County boy.
He's a Woodford County boy.
Graduated from Woodford County. Graduated from UK 2012. Bachelor's degree in community communications. Had a master's in sports management from EKU about 3 years ago. And he moved to Raleigh, North Carolina. And he was able to run a 12 and under national team to gold medal in Taipei, Taiwan. How about that one? He returned to Versailles, coached the 13 and under team, the Kentucky Rockers, and led them to a 30 and 12 record. In addition, he joined the coaching staff of Woodford County. Was he Justin Royals?
I can't remember. I think he was a part of that group with Jay Lucas at the last few minutes.
Okay.
1-1 to Etherington, the leadoff man here in inning number 4 for Western Hills. He struck out back in the second, 0 for 1 today. Breaking pitch, a strike, ball and 2 strikes now. A couple of defensive changes for the Jackets. McNeely moves from left to second. Browning from second to short, and Flora now in left field. Ground ball first. Thomas has it.
A confident pickup there by Thomas.
Got a nice hop up into the midsection. He takes it unassisted. 3 unassisted to first, so there's 1 gone.
And don't let them know that it knocked your breath out, right?
Oh, no. Baseball players, you don't rub it. That's where I played. I played first, and I pitched.
They make it look like it's nothing, but,
yeah.
Boy, I tell you what, that may have burned him up in the chest.
Here's Wheatley. He also was a strikeout back in the second inning, and a 1-2-3 second for Beavers, who struck out the side that second. He's quickly ahead of Wheatley, 0-2.
Wanted to say, too, that when we talked about Drew Chisholm, the Western Hills coach and former Woodford County.
This one lined down the right field line, Mac. It's going to be trouble. It's just foul.
The former Woodford County grad, he spent 4 years in the U.S. Marine Corps.
Yeah,
and I think he spent a stint overseas.
Yeah, I believe so. There's somewhere in there it said that. He also won a gold medal as a baseball coach.
That was in Taiwan.
Over in Taiwan. Was it Taiwan or Chinese Taipei? I can't remember. One of those two.
It's Taipei, Taiwan.
Or something like that.
No, it's Chinese Taiwan.
Well, you ought to be. Yeah, you're a geography teacher here. Swung on and foul tipped into the mid of Coram. And strikeout number 6.
Well, ask the Chinese.
Excuse me. Yeah, number 6 for
ask the Taiwanese what is the real China. They'll say Taiwan is.
Well, then again, you've asked the Hong Kong people. They'll say Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
So this one lifted in the air down the left field line. The third baseman Hilbert over in foul territory. 1 step on to the warning track. Inning over. So a 1-2-3 inning for Nate Beavers and the Jackets, and they'll come up to bat trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the 4th here at Chandler Field in Versailles on WoodfordSports.com.
I'm Louis Gaver with Sutherland Chevrolet. Come see us. We'll show you how we make buying a car fun again.
Sutherland's the only dealer in the state to be awarded the prestigious GM Mark of Excellence Award. And we're easy to get to, just 6 miles past the Fayette Mall.
No hassle, just the Sutherland advantage.
For price, service, and selection, nobody beats a Sutherland deal.
Sutherland Chevrolet.
Kentucky's best Chevy deal.
Hello, this is Joe Gravis with McDonald's of Versailles. And to have a winning team, you got to have...
Well, Darren...
Chandler Field, Mac, I'm sorry.
We've got some changes in the lineup.
Oh, we already had it already. That was defensively for Woodford. We also have Wheatley back out on the mound for Western Hills. He's so far through 3. He's given up the 1 hit. He's had base runners in 2 of the 3 innings he's been out there. Had a couple in the second, and bad base running from the Jackets actually got him out of that inning. And then the leadoff single last inning by Browning, and then he was promptly picked off by the Western Hills catcher Howard, who hit Aflac at first base to pick him off. So the Jackets unable to take advantage of a couple of innings with base runners. It'll be the number 2 hitter in the lineup for the Jackets, Mason Robinette. He lined to right field his first time up, 0 for 1. So the Jackets and Wolverines playing for the top spot right now in the district. This one grounded to third. The third baseman Etherington over to Aflac. 1 pitch, 1 out. If I'm the Jackets, I like the aggressive swing with the ball in the strike zone, but maybe see if Wheatley will throw a first pitch strike, where it's a fastball. That looked like a breaking pitch, and Robinette just got on top of it and grounded it to the third baseman Etherington. So 1 gone in the inning, and it brings up now McNeely. Actually, this is Floor, I guess, now. Ground ball up the middle, base hit. That's it. McNeely back in on the re-entry rule.
That's McNeely, yeah.
So a single for McNeely, and the Jackets have a runner on and 1 gone.
The pace of this game, I mean, it's not just that the innings are going quickly, Darren. It just seems like people are getting up to the plate ready to bat. The pitchers are ready to throw. Maybe I've been away from baseball too long, high school baseball too long.
Yeah, well.
Is this the way it's supposed to be?
Well,
I've always thought of it as a little bit of slower game.
You and I have been out here on Saturdays where there has been games that have taken forever to get over. This is Colin Enlow, the Jacket cleanup hitter. He got hit by a pitch his first time up, and he was the guy who was the lead runner back in the second inning after Hilbert got on through a fielder's choice and an error by the shortstop. It's for Western Hills. And this one swung on, hit into left field. Back is the left fielder, Barton. He's got room, and he'll camp under it, and there will be 2 gone.
Yeah, he made sure he had plenty of space back there, backed under it, and did a good job of zeroing in on that one for the out.
It's 300 down the lines here. And we have not seen too many home runs here.
Very few.
And the ball does not carry here very well.
The Jackets, they only have 2 home runs all year, I think.
So. And they came down in Florida, if I'm not mistaken.
Alec Neff has 1, and Charlie Corum has 1. That's it.
Yeah.
This is not a home run park.
No, this ball does not carry very well here at all. So 2 down, a runner at first, and this is Corum. Corum in the first, his first time up.
Let's see what we got here, Darren. 325 to
popped up to shortstop.
325 both corners, right?
Yeah, I thought it was 300 down the lines.
300?
I thought so. I'm not sure.
Wish they'd post it.
I would too. This one lifted up, straight up the chute. The catcher Howard back near the screen. Gets rid of the mask.
Nice
inning
job.
over.
Nice job.
So a 1-out single by McNeely. He's wasted at first. The Jackets trail Western Hills after 4, 2-0. Matt Calvert will be back with the play-by-play in the 5th. It's 2-0 Western Hills on WoodfordSports.com.
Surgeons, and athletic trainers you'll find anywhere, you'll find here.
When it comes to orthopedic care,
I wouldn't send my team anywhere else.
We'd like to introduce the all-new McDonald's McChicken Sandwich, but we can't. You see, the McChicken Sandwich isn't all new, and that's the point. It's the same tender, juicy chicken you've been loving all along, with the same peppery crunch on the outside. It's 100% brand not new. The McChicken Sandwich is still the same great price, too. Just $1. Find it on McDonald's Dollar Menu and more, with meal choices you can count on at prices you'll be loving. Prices and participation.
I don't even have him on the sheet here.
Nope. Top of the fifth inning, about ready to unfold here at Chandler Field. We have a 2-0 score. Back with the action, Matt Calvert.
Okay, for Woodford County, Beavers is still on the mound. He's gone all the way, and he's done a pretty good job. Woodford County gave up 2 earned runs in the third inning, and that's the difference in this ball game. Western Hills lead by a score of 2-0. First pitch to the batter. This is 24, Darren.
Yeah. Actually, he fouled the first one back, Mac, and now he's in an 0-2 hole as he swings and misses a breaking pitch, Mac. So 0-2 to number 24 for
24. That would be Tyler Anglin.
And I think he struck out swinging. I missed a play there. So it was 1 gone, Mac, in the inning.
Okay. So Anglin strikes out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strikeouts. 8 strikeouts for Beavers so far. And this one is very high and gets away from Corum. No, that's not Corum, is it? Is that number 4?
Yeah, that's Corum. Yeah, that's Corum. Yeah.
Okay. So you can see his number. All right, Teddy Emberton at the plate. Scored one of the unearned runs in the third inning.
I tell you, I look down here and I see Nate's parents down here to the right of us. Saw his brother, his older brother, Gage, who's playing at Transylvania, who was a part of that 2012 state championship team. Charlie has the same build as Gage did. So you think Nate and Gage played catch in the backyard as little kids? I guarantee
perhaps.
you. So Charlie gives him the same kind of.
Emberton at 2-1, and he swings at an inside pitch and drills it down the left field line. Picked up out there, we believe, by Logan Couch.
Didn't have to cut it off.
And it'll be a 2-base hit for Teddy Emberton, and I believe that's the first extra base hit we've had today.
It is, and I tell you what, that one got on Hilbert right now. But Flora had trouble picking it up out in the left field for the Jackets, Mac.
Well, you said if it's 8, and that's Logan Couch.
That's not Couch. It's that he's not tall enough to be.
We just can't see his
he's
number.
He's not tall enough to be Logan.
Can't see his number
because Couch is every bit of 6'5". Would you agree?
Yeah. I've got the field glasses
it's
on.
Flora still.
I can't see it.
According to what I have on my phone here, it's still Flora.
Inside pitch is called a strike there to the batter, Thomas Bennett. Bennett 1 for 2 today.
Too long, and it was way. Batter's box. Charlie tried to get there and get his. Try to knock it down at his feet. Just too far out there for him to get to it.
Looked like it hit. And the wild pitch, runner home, scores to make it 3-0.
Actually, I think that'll go down. That would go down as a pass ball on Corum. That thing came inside to is that Bennett at the plate?
Mm-hmm.
It is. And Charlie again was set up outside, and Nate's got so much. So they actually moved. They took Hilbert out and put Denton at third base. This one foul back.
Foul back. Parker Jackson, who's flied out. Was that a hit?
Yeah, he's saying that. They had back-to-back singles from the top. Apologize.
0 for 0. The pitch to Parker Jackson, with Western Hills now taking a 3-0 lead against Woodford County here in the fifth inning. Ball on the ground, picked up 6-3, yes, with a big stretch there by Enlow at first base. A run scores after a double by Emberton. Woodford County, a combination of either wild pitches or fast ball twice to bring home the runner. And then Western Hills comes up with 2 outs after that. But the damage is done. 1 run in the inning, a 1-base hit, and no and none left. At the end of 4.5 innings, the score is Western Hills 3, Woodford County nothing. We'll be back.
Are you looking for a dependable source to help you where no job is too big or too small? Everything from business cards to letterhead are done in a swift, professional manner. For Sales Printing can also help you advertise an event with yard signs, banners, and magnetic signs. They even do pins, mugs, t-shirts, jackets, and automobiles. That's For Sales Printing, 422 Lexington Road, or call 859-873-5497. For Sales Printing, your only local full-service printer.
Thank you for letting Jack Kane Ford keep your family safely on the road for generations. 54 great years. Jack Kane Ford makes buying a car fun, easy, and fast. 60 minutes guaranteed. You are driving away in the vehicle you choose. That's Jack Kane Ford. Wonderful selection of back row Joes from $1,500 to $12,000. Best service anytime. Plus, you get a 3-day money-back guarantee on all vehicles other than back row Joes. Jack Kane Ford. Depend on it. Jack Kane Ford. A good deal every time. Lexington Road, 5 minutes from New Circle.
Position in the bottom of the 5th inning with Woodford County leading or trailing by a score of 3-0.
Yeah, you know, you're going to see a couple of errors on the Woodford County board up there. I mean, there's no errors on the scoreboard, but you know, the one was a throwing error to lead to the first runner of the ball of the inning getting on, and then you have the bobbled ball at third base. So, you know, those 2 runs are going to be unearned, but I
don't have anything.
I can't remember what he popped up. Woodford's hit.
And he single to score or to bring his first ball game. And Woodford County, we've also had a hit by McNeely.
And Browning, who's up here, who led off, I believe, the second with a hit and then was promptly picked off the very next pitch by the catcher, Howard.
So Browning would be 1 for 2 today. 1 out in the inning. Man on first. Bottom of the 5th. Jackets trailing by a score of 3-0. The freshman, Ben Browning, against the senior, Luke Wheatley.
Well, I tell you, watching Howard catch, I guess I'm spoiled from watching some catcher like Zach Arnold, who used to be at Franklin, then went to – oh, my goodness, they got him picked off.
Nope. Not even close.
Well, Howard had to double clutch because
moment.
that ball was in the dirt, and Howard did a nice job of getting down and blocking it with his chest and rolled out. I mean, if you do it properly, that technique of dropping down and taking up right in front of you. Howard there, but did a nice job of knocking it down for his pitcher.
2-2, one out. Outside. Had many of these today. This might be the first full count we've had all day.
I can't think of a full count.
I believe this is the first 3-2 count we've had all afternoon.
That's saying something. But they're making Wheatley work here. Good job.
And that tells you how fast the game's going.
Yeah. Good job by Denton making Wheatley work. And Wheatley looks like he and Howard are not on the same page here with this 3-2 pitch. But
I think Wheatley's getting maybe a bit tired.
Maybe, but you know, it's a nice day out today, and he hadn't thrown a lot of pitches. So
well, he's given up 2 singles in a row.
But he hadn't thrown a lot of pitches. You know, he made a really good pitcher's pitch to Browning. Browning just did a good job of fighting it off and getting it into the hole there on the right side. And
all right, let's see if Denton can hang tough on a 3-2 count here. Runners at first and second, one out. Denton batting at 3-2. Swings.
Trouble.
Bouncing ball. Double play. They've got one, and they will only get one.
Wouldn't hit hard enough, but boy, it was right at the shortstop as they were in double play depth, and a good job by Browning getting down the base path between first and second to try to break up the double play. But now the Jackets have a run.
He becomes the second
right.
out.
But now they need a 2-out hit from Ackerman, and Ackerman hadn't done much today. He struck out twice.
Well, you got him. I had him striking out once.
Oh, he grounded back to the pitcher.
You had him 1-3, so he's 0 for 2, one strikeout.
He hit that tapper off the mound, but right now he's got to go ahead and be more aggressive than being a leadoff hitter here. He's got to go. I mean, he's got 2, 3, and 4 to follow.
First pitch strike.
Now, however, he might have swung a ball 1.
Ackerman, I don't know whether he'd be considered for tomorrow. He's had some good games on the mound. Clipped into foul territory to the left side. And that brings the count 0-2. As Wheatley continues to deny the Jackets, but the Jackets have. Did I say first and second? I meant first and third. First and third, yeah.
But Wheatley's not overpowering, and he's not got great stuff, but he's got good enough stuff where he's keeping the Jacket hitters out of their timing rhythm. And boy, you got to be careful over there at first base.
That was a pitch out.
Yeah, actually looked like a breaking pitch. It got away from Wheatley. He didn't break.
So
may have slipped out of his hand.
1 ball, 2 strikes. They would have nailed the runner if he tried to get into scoring position, I'm pretty sure.
Well, they've got to get this run in from third. They got to get at least 1 this inning.
That'll be Denton at first. And Parker Thomas is at third here as a slow bouncer. It's going to be out at first, and that will do it as Woodford County can't get the run in from third. I'm sure the third baseman there, Etherington, might have thought this ball is going to stay airborne forever, and I'm not going to be able to get it to first. But he had to whip it, and he made the third out, and that denies the run that Parker Thomas would have scored. And Woodford County is still scoreless after 5 innings. The score is Western Hills 3, Woodford County nothing. We'll be back on WoodfordSports.com.
I'm Louis Gaver with Sutherland Chevrolet. Come see us. We'll show you how we make buying a car fun again.
Sutherland's the only dealer in the state to be awarded the prestigious GM Mark of Excellence Award. And we're easy to get to. Just 6 miles past the Fayette Mall.
No hassle, just the Sutherland advantage.
For price, service, and selection, nobody beats a Sutherland deal.
Sutherland Chevrolet.
Kentucky.
Hello, this is Joe Gravis with McDonald's of Versailles, and we are so lucky to call Versailles, Midway, and Woodford County home.
Thanks for your support of McDonald's and all that you do to make Woodford County a great community.
Teamwork, family, community, and service. That's what Gravis McDonald's is all about, and more importantly, that's what this community is all about.
On behalf of all of us at Gravis McDonald's.
And we are back to Chandler Field, where the 6th inning will be covered by my partner, Darren Douglas.
First pitch strike to
Jesse Howard.
The catcher for Western Hills, and I believe he is 0 for 2. He struck out twice, one swinging, once looking. The 0-1 from Beavers to Howard, swung on and fouled out of play to the right. I always wonder why young players, you run all the way over here. You know your home park. You've got quite a bit of foul distance here from about the third base bag all the way around, but not near as much as you have at some other parks. And
you remember how much you had at Old Memorial Field?
Yeah, none. 0. Nothing in 2 to Howard. Line back up the middle into the hole. And the shortstop Browning got a glove on it, but unable to knock it down. So Howard leads off the Western Hills 6th inning with an infield single, and we'll get the courtesy runner for the Wolverines. That'll be number 18. See if we Mac, or do you have the roster there somewhere?
His having cut.
Batting left. Wins the count in 1 ball, 1 strike. The runner at first, to throw down from not in time.
I thought they were going to throw.
Courtesy runner, and that's a bigger for Western Hills. I thought he had a shot at him, but he got a great jump. Did Robinson at first base. Now he's dancing off a second out there. Thomas unassisted. Last time up. And he'll turn to bunt, drops one down. Beavers off, and nobody had. McNeely was not expecting the throw. It looked like
he didn't have the target. Maybe was trying to pull back on that one, or
Beavers was going to go. Nate knew exactly where Beavers to go to defensively by Beavers, and McNeely just got nowhere near the bag, and then Beavers throw sailed into center field. Beavers will look and take the easy out. They're coming home. Offlack in a high throw, and he's in with the 5th run for Western Hills. So 5-0. Beavers looked him back, but didn't do, I don't think, a real looking back. Arflack never budged from his spot on the base path. He kind of looked, and quickly Coach Patterson out, and he's going to talk to his squad.
Well, that is well, it's not a base hit, but it does.
It was a fielder's choice. It was a sacrifice because he was bunting to move the runner from first to second over. He just absolutely got an extra run with good hustle from Arflack. So no run batted in at all for Wheatley.
The first 3 batters in this inning all singled. And then that one was a field brought Arflack home after Jesse Howard had come home.
Yeah. Well, actually, his courtesy runner Robinson did.
Right.
Yeah. But Wheatley actually was going to get credit for it would be a sacrifice and no run batted in.
Now, wait a minute. You don't count a sacrifice fly as an RBI?
Well, the way that played out, he wasn't bunting to get the run in. He was actually bunting to get the guy over. So that's weird. The high school probably, who knows how the high school is going to be.
You trying to read his mind?
Well, if he was going to try to get him in for
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Say if they was going to try to get him in, if I was the coach, it would be a suicide squeeze.
Mm-hmm.
And there's your RBI. This one swung on, bounced over the mound. The shortstop Browning to his left, on to Thomas. For out number 2, moving to third base is Etherington, and another run out there for the Wolverines, who lead at 5-0 already here in the top of the 6th inning. And body language from the Jackets, Mac, defensively doesn't look very good right now.
This is Anglin. He batted last time and struck out.
Anglin batting in place of Burge and struck out, and takes a strike from Beavers. 0-1. 5 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for Western Hills. No runs, 4 hits, and 2 errors for Woodford County. Corum, nice job of picking that one out of the batter's box off to his right. He was the count of the ball and a strike to Anglin. Etherington, the runner at third with 2 gone. Swung on and missed a breaking pitch. A ball and 2 strikes from Beavers.
Beavers look really bad today on some swings.
He's a couple of pitches in the zone that Western Hills has made him pay for. This one swung on and missed a foul.
Fool around with that one. He came right at him.
So 2 runs for Western Hills in the 6th inning on 2 hits. And after 5.5, Western Hills now in front of the Jackets 5-0 on WoodfordSports.com.
Thank you for letting Jack Kane Ford keep your family safely on the road for generations. 54 great years. Jack Kane Ford makes buying a car fun, easy, and fast. 60 minutes guaranteed. Macro Joe's from $1,500 to $12,000. Best service any. Plus, you get a 3-day money-back guarantee on all vehicles other than back road. Jack Kane Ford, depend on it. Jack Ford, a good deal every time. 5 minutes from New Circle. Thank you, Jack Kane Ford. Keep your family on the road. 54 great years. Jack Kane Ford makes buying a car fun, easy, and fast. 60 minutes guaranteed. You are driving away in the vehicle you choose. That's Jack Kane Ford. Wonderful selection of back row Joes from $1,500 to $12,000.
Oh, we still got Mr. Wheatley still out there.
Back to Chandler Field here in Versailles. It's 5-0. Western Hills in this 41st district tilt. Both teams undefeated in district play, in Western Hills with a leg up here with 6 outs left for the Yellow Jackets. The Jackets have been basically their own worst enemy, number 1 in the field, with a couple of really costly errors that led to the first 2 Western Hills runs, and then some questionable base running from some young guys on the base paths have also ended that inning. So the Jackets have yet to touch Luke Wheatley, the right-hander for Western Hills. And if I'm not mistaken, that game I was talking about, Mac, back at Capitol View Park, when the young man for Western Hills hit a 3-run home run to basically knock off a really good Woodford County team in the district championship game. I think the starting pitcher that night was a freshman, Luke Wheatley.
Really?
I believe so.
Your memory's good.
He wasn't too bad then, you know. And quickly, the
had several strikeouts and shut East Jessamine until right at the end of that ball game. So he had a really good out.
Pitch is high, 3 balls and 1 strike. If you're Robinette, you got one duty: get on base any way you can right now, because Jackets need base runners, they need runs. Trailing 5-0. Wheatley, the 3-1's high, ball 4. So a leadoff walk to Robinette, and he's on board for the first time tonight. And it brings up now McNeely, and McNeely is 1 for 2 tonight. A strikeout back in the first inning, And then a single to right in the fourth. Now, what base runners Woodford's had, they've not run the base paths very well. So, see if Robinette, the senior, does a little bit better job on the base paths of running here. This one's high. A ball and no strikes. No in the dugout just quite yet. I look at Coach Drew Chisholm, and
if he throws another one, we might see a lot more action.
Maybe. But he's got a 5-run lead to play with, and swung on a miss by McNeely, and he may have swung a ball two there.
He may have enough gas left.
Yeah. So a ball and 1 strike now to McNeely. The runner at first is Robinette. The Jackets need 5 to get even, but you're not gonna. There's no 5-run home run.
You know,
breaking pitch misses.
According to what we have here, he's only struck out 2 guys today.
Now he hasn't. He's pitched to contact, and you know, we talked about some of these pitchers we've seen in the past. We've seen the guys who throw hard, the Clinton Hollands and the like. And you don't have to throw hard to strike a lot of people out or get people out. You just got to be able to locate your pitches. 3 balls and a strike now to McNeely. So
he's one of those pitchers that doesn't mind putting the ball in play and letting his defense do the work behind him.
Case in point, Greg Maddox.
Right.
18 years.
Exactly.
Was it 18 years of pitching?
Yeah.
And
he was that kind of pitcher.
Multiple Cy Youngs. He just knew where to put the ball when he wanted it, and could locate and change speeds on all his pitches. And that's what you have to do. I mean, if you want to be a Woodford County fan and talk about Logan Parrott. Logan threw harder than normal, but he had different levels of speed on all his pitches. The 3-1 to McNeely, fouled straight back.
Now, he could get up 88, 89 miles an hour. Whereas
you knew what you were getting.
Whereas Clinton Holland,
you knew what you were getting. You were getting.
He was low to mid-90s.
Yeah, you were getting serious gas. You know what I'm saying? He had a breaking pitch to go with it, and he started to learn a changeup, and that his senior year really got him a little bit better. This one lined into center field. The center fielder backing up is Anglin. Has room. 1 gone. So a good at-bat, though, for McNeely. It turns into a fly ball out to center field, and there's 1 gone. Robinette still at first base. And it brings up the cleanup hitter, Colin Inlow, who, by the way, is a pretty good athlete, but his sister may have something to say about that, huh?
Mm-hmm. She plays on the girls' basketball team.
Pretty good varsity season. Matter of fact, congratulations to the Woodford County girls fast pitch team last night in the battle of top 10 teams over in Nicholasville against East Jessamine. A 2-0 victor for the Jackets. They're 8-2 on the season. Heading this Friday night to Owensboro for the Daviess County tournament. They'll play, I think, 4 games down there. They've won 7 in a row.
I look at their roster and I say, why not? Why aren't they this good?
Yeah.
Because they got some real athletic talent on that softball team.
They've won 7 in a row. Inlow swings and misses. Robinette dives back in as Howard throws behind him again. Evens the count, does Wheatley, to a ball and a strike to Inlow. We did have some rustling in the Western Hills side of things, but it has since stopped since the first out of the inning a moment ago by McNeely.
Inlow was our first threat of the game back in the 2nd inning. He reached 2nd and then would have reached 3rd, I believe, on a fielder's choice.
Well, he did get to 3rd on the fly ball out to right. He tagged and advanced to 3rd, but Hilbert trying to advance to 2nd got caught. And, I mean, he was out from here to there. It wasn't even close at second base.
And that was our first opportunity. And then last inning, we had 2 runners on and 1 advanced to 3rd, but we couldn't get that run home.
Pitch away, 3 balls and a strike now to Inlow, and you shrink the strike zone if you're Inlow here. You look for something in a very small zone that you can drive someplace. If it's not there, you take it. The 3-1. Out of the way, ball 4. So 2 runners on with 1 gone. And it brings up Charlie Corum, the catcher. The Jackets need 5, and you got to just chip away here. Well, now Drew Chisholm, the head coach for the Wolverines.
Interesting, Darren. That's the first 2 walks he's issued today.
We'll make a slow walk out to the mound to see how Wheatley's feeling.
Both base runners on by walk.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the only 2 that he's given up all day. So this may be a comment that he's through.
Yeah,
and yes, he's through.
Looks like we're going to Aflac to pitch maybe now.
Aflac, isn't that insurance with the duck?
Aflac?
Aflac. You mean Arflac?
Arflac. Well,
Arflac.
I thought it said it says Aflac on my thing here, on the phone. So I assume I'm
Aflac?
right. Yeah. I assume I'm right.
Okay. Well, maybe it's written wrong here on the sheet.
Who knows?
So
when you get to high school rosters and things, that anything can happen.
You don't. You just don't know.
Anything can happen. So the new pitcher is Aflac, and they'll move a new player in for Western Hills, number 25.
25?
Yeah. Is Colton Cox, the junior. Says he plays first, third, and catches. So 2 runners on with 1 gone, and the batter will be Charlie Corum.
So we got Barton in left, Anglin in center.
The same outfield has gone the entire way for Western Hills. Etherington is still at third. Bennett's still the shortstop. Actually, we have a new second baseman in Jackson for the Wolverines. It used to be.
Well,
Parker
Jackson's been in.
Well, he's actually playing catch over there. I'm sorry, with Cox now the first baseman, and Aflac moving to.
So it was really
center
just
field and the pitching rubber.
Wheatley out, Arflac from first to pitcher, and then the first baseman. Then
Cox
the first baseman is
yep.
Cox. Okay, that's it.
And you don't lose anything because you don't have a DH. Wheatley will now become the DH. I assume batting for Cox, unless Cox now goes into the order for Wheatley. That's the only problem with high school. Here, you don't have an intercom where you can talk to the umpire and know what's going on. And
I like your little device there. It really gets you quickly updated on what's the defensive positions.
And high school coaches don't tell you up here in the press box. You know, they don't. They want the coverage, but they don't care if you're up here or not. You know.
Woodford with a chance to say something here in the bottom of the 6th inning with 2 runners on, 1 out.
Corum takes a ball low in the dirt. Nice stop by Howard, the catcher. And Aflac looks like he's pretty much old school too, straight over the top as well.
Mm-hmm. Trying to put the finishing touches
on what Wheatley had done a nice job for 5 1/3.
I shouldn't say finishing touches because Woodford will bat in the 7th.
Yeah. Ball in the dirt. Howard gets away. Robinette off and running to third. He'll get there, and Enlow read the fact that his teammate aboard at second was got a good jump and a read, and he was off and running and got to second. So 2 runners in scoring position for the catcher and freshman Charlie Corum, who's heading the count on Aflac. 2 balls and no strikes.
Awfully good scoring opportunity.
You got to get at least a couple of runs here to give yourself a chance when you get to the 7th inning. If you get more than a couple here in this inning, that's great.
Arflac's got his work cut out for him here.
Yeah, but a 2-0 count now, and Corum again needs to look at something and get aboard any way he can. He takes a ball inside, so 3-0. And I'll tell you now, if you're asking at home, and I'm the coach at third, Mac, I'm putting the take sign on. You need runners because you're down 5. You need as many runners as you can get on.
Right.
So Corum ahead in the count, 3 balls, no strikes to Aflac.
Of course, you also set yourself up for a double play.
Yeah, but you got to get runners on. And he takes a strike on the outside corner. Pretty good pitcher's pitch there from Aflac on the outer half. 3 balls and a strike. On deck for the Jackets is number 9. Is that Hilbert back in the lineup there?
Batting
on deck for the Jackets?
No, that's number 9.
Yeah. And another pitch on the outside corner. The count is full. Well, I think Howard has bought his pitchers a couple of strikes there. That one looked outside, and he brought it back in. So a 3-ball, 2-strike count now to Corum, who is ahead in the count 3-0. 1 gone. Runners at second and third. The lead runner is Robinette. Enlow at second. He's got to be careful, though, because the second baseman, Jackson, kind of playing that way a little bit. The 3-2 to Corum. He struck him out swinging. So a nice comeback from Aflac. He had Corum down, or Corum had him in a 3-0 hole, and 3 straight strikes from Aflac gets him out of the
Now this is Flora, Sam Flora.
This is Sam Flora. His first at bat for the Jackets.
No, he batted last.
He did?
Batted last
oh, yeah, he
time.
grounded to third. He hit that one that was a rocket down to third that Arrington backhanded, right?
Right.
I remember now. We're both out of practice.
Might be the best. That must be the best defensive player of the game.
Yeah, we're both out of practice here.
Yeah, we'll get better.
Jackets need a 2-out hit.
Do we have enough season left to get better?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. First pitch is a strike to Flora. 0-1. A 2-out hit will get at least 1 in. Now, Enlow, even though he's at second in scoring position, he's got to be careful. He's got to look where the outfielders are and got to understand his run doesn't mean a thing. It gets him closer, but it doesn't. He's not the tying run. Nice block by Howard. That ball hit right in front of the plate, and he took that one straight off the mask and knocked it down.
He's done that a couple of times today. He's really saved a couple of pitches, one from the starting pitcher Wheatley and this one from Aflac.
A ball and a strike to Flora. Flora needs a 2-out hit.
How would you like to be Sam Flora now?
I actually thrived on these.
This can be
I thrived on these.
Give me the bat, huh?
Yeah, I thrived on these things. I like situations like this. And Flora took this one in the back.
It did hit him, so he's going to load the bases.
A ball and strike hit by a batter. Flora, and that's in good baseball player, you don't rub it.
And
just go on down to first base.
And you got Mr. Parker Thomas, who has singled today.
1 for 2 today is Thomas. He singled his last time up after.
But we look at that number, 133 on the season. He's 4 out of 30, and I think you mentioned that earlier.
Now making 5 for 32 on the season. And hit number 6 would at least get 1, probably 2 runs in. 5-0 Western Hills. Here late in this one, we're 2 outs into the Yellow Jackets 6. This one grounded up the middle into center field, a hit. Robinette will score. Enlow will score. The throw comes all the way to the plate. And the Jackets get a 2-out hit from Parker Thomas to make it a 5-2 ball game, and another runner still in scoring position out at second base in Flora. And hit number 5, number 2 on the night for the first baseman for Woodford County and Parker Thomas. So a 2-out, 2-run single, and gets the Jackets a little closer. And you need to try to get another run here to maybe pull heat under the feet of the Western Hills team. This one's low and inside, a ball to Browning, and Browning is 2 for 2 tonight. A couple of singles.
I was going to say they may have left Wheatley in there 1 inning too long, but Aflac is
he's scuffling a little bit right now.
Is having trouble immediately.
He actually got a break when he struck out Corum, fighting back from a 3-0 count. This one swung on a miss by Browning. Looked like maybe he took a little bit off of that fastball just to get it across. And he just counted a ball and a strike to Browning. Browning, again, I mentioned 2 for 2. He was one of those guys who had a bad base running mistake when he got picked off after leading off the second with a single. You kind of wonder if he had come around, been able to run the base to see what might happen. Again, a nice block by Howard on a ball in the
154 average, came in 2 out of 13 at the plate.
Well, making 15 now, so he's up a little bit.
Not many plate appearances.
Yeah, but 2 for 2 tonight in both his plate appearances. A couple of singles. One was a line drive to right. The other one was a C&I single between the first baseman and second baseman. They were playing right about where they are now. The 2-1. This one hit off the fist. Cox coming in and gets it.
A little twist on the ground there. I thought maybe when his wrist twisted around, that ball would come out, but it didn't. 2
runs, 2 hits. There was 2 left for Woodford County in the 6th. Mack will be back with the top of the 7th inning. It's 5-2 Western Hills on WoodfordSports.com.
Hey, Amy, do you have...
Not now. I'm taking a sipcation.
A sipcation?
Yeah, not a vacation, not a staycation, but a sipcation. Get a McDonald's flavored tea, take a sip, and that perfect sweetness takes you straight to paradise.
We should take more sipcations.
And nailcations.
And spacations.
Put it all on the calendar.
McDonald's flavored sweet teas take you to paradise. Enjoy a wonderfully refreshing peach or strawberry flavored tea for a hint of sweet fruit flavor. And participate in McDonald's.
Thank you for letting Jack Kane Ford keep your family safely on the road for generations. 54 great years. Jack Kane Ford makes buying a car fun, easy, and fast. 60 minutes guaranteed. You're driving away in the vehicle you choose. That's Jack Kane Ford. Wonderful selection of back row Joes from $1,500 to $12,000. Best service anytime. Plus, you get a 3-day money-back guarantee on all vehicles other than back row Joes. Jack Kane Ford. Depend on it. Jack Kane Ford. A good deal every time. Lexington Road, 5 minutes from New Circle.
Top of the 7th inning getting ready to happen, and back with a call, the ubiquitous Matt Calvert.
I'm not everywhere.
You're
everywhere. You're ubiquitous. You are truly everywhere.
Long fly ball there, Mac. Yeah.
Long fly by Teddy Emerson.
He hit that. He's hit the last 2 balls he's come up for Western. He hit that bullet that turned into a double, a hustling double down the left field line his last time up. And this one he hits a long fly ball to left, and a nice job by Florida to backpedal and get to the edge of the warning track.
Okay, now we reach the top of the order. Thomas Bennett, the shortstop, has singled today. That was in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 3, and he bounces this one foul.
Come on, Coach. Charge that one down there. Jeez.
He's got to live to fight another day.
Come on now.
Not get in front of that ball like that.
I tell you, Coach Kevin. Remember Kevin told us he was out of coaching? Mm-hmm. He was done. He's helping with the middle school.
Yeah. Baseball blood. Baseball blood.
Can't get out of it.
No.
Speaking of the O'Reilly family, JT in his junior season down at Alabama A&M, the starting shortstop. And guess what? He leads the country in toughest to strike out. He struck out 1 time this season. Pretty good, huh?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was like that at Woodford County too. He was a hard strikeout. Thomas Bennett strikes out
on 3. What was it?
Beavers has done a good job today. He was especially in the opening innings. Then Woodford got a little loose. There's a fly ball.
That was a quick top of the 7th.
Yes. Now Woodford will get a chance. They're down by 3, 5-2 going into the bottom of the 7th. You're watching all the action on WoodfordSports.com.
Thank you for letting Jack Kane Ford keep your family safely on the road for generations. 54 great years. Jack Kane Ford makes buying a car fun, easy, and fast. 60 minutes guaranteed. You're driving away in the vehicle you choose. That's Jack Kane Ford. Wonderful selection of back row Joes from $1,500 to $12,000. Best service anytime. Plus, you get a 3-day money-back guarantee on all vehicles other than back row Joes. Jack Kane Ford. Depend on it. Jack Kane Ford. A good deal every time. Lexington Road, 5 minutes from New Circle.
I'm Louis Gaver with Sutherland Chevrolet. Come see us. We'll show you how we make buying a car fun again.
Sutherland's the only dealer in the state to be awarded the prestigious GM Mark of Excellence Award. And we're easy to get to, just 6 miles past the Fayette Mall.
No hassle, just the Sutherland advantage.
For price, service, and selection, nobody beats a Sutherland deal.
Sutherland Chevrolet.
Kentucky's best Chevy deal.
All right, we go to the bottom of the
Chevrolet.
7th here at Chandler Field. Mike Calvert and Darren Douglas calling the action of this district contest between the homestanding Woodford County Yellow Jackets and the visitors, the green team from Western Hills.
Hey, I just had a text from a friend of ours, Gary Ball, wants to know what you meant by that D squared is everywhere.
Why, you're at Georgetown, you're in Kansas City, you're in Versailles. And sometimes he's 3 places in one day.
Oh, jeez.
Well, you already outlined your schedule for next week or the rest of this week.
The rest of this week, yeah. We'll be here tomorrow with Franklin County coming to town and Chandler Field tomorrow. Same time at 5:30 for the first game, for the varsity game. And then Thursday I've got a softball game at Georgetown College. And then
Friday,
I'm back here.
You're ubiquitous. I'm a homeboy. Huh? I'm a homeboy right now.
Well, I will say this: when I was married and you and Sheila are still together, and when we were out doing games, if Sheila couldn't find you, I'd get a phone call from Sheila. Have you seen my husband?
Yeah.
When I was married to Angie, if Angie couldn't find me, she'd call you and see if I was with you. So we're used to this. But yeah, I've got a game back here on Friday night if the weather permits. Scott County comes to town for a huge regional game with the Jackets, and then Saturday a doubleheader in Georgetown with the Georgetown baseball team. So yeah,
he never stops. Benjamin Denton, 2-0 pitch, and it is out of the strike zone, 3-0.
Well,
Arflack is struggling as the replacement for Wheatley.
You get base runners here. You got people. If you can get base runners here, the Jackets, you got to make things tough on the Western Hills side of things.
That was a miss on the outside corner, so Woodford County has a runner on.
Yeah, you get the leadoff man on here, and now if you're Ackerman, you just saw him throw 4 pitches out of the zone and none of them close.
Well, what do you want? I mean, Woodford County's got a runner on, and they got the top of the order.
Well, here's what you do. If you're Ackerman, you've got to take a pitch till you get a strike, okay?
Ackerman has not had a base hit today. He's 0 for 3.
Once you get a strike, you've got another strike to play with. If you're Ackerman, you can drag a bunt right down the first baseline. Make it real difficult, because if you're Ackerman is 5 straight out of the strike zone now from Aflac. If you look at Etherington, he's breathing down your neck, okay, at third. You can't drop a bunt down that way. You've got an advantage being a left-handed hitter. If Aflac comes inside, you got to be able to drag it with you down the first baseline.
And this one is missed, but again, a good block.
That's 6 straight out of the strike zone.
Right. I wonder as I look at the
dugout
over there whether
Drew Chisholm a hard time this afternoon when I got here because he was here before his ball club. Of course, he lives here in Versailles, so it makes it easy and works here. So when I looked up and I saw him and he came down, I said, man, what is that hanging out from under your hat? Do I see gray hair? That's what gives coaches gray hair when you got pitchers out there that can't throw strikes. It also gives you an ulcer.
It also makes me feel old because I remember Drew not too long ago being in middle school and high school.
Yeah, I coached him in middle school football here, and he survived me and Coach Carr Sr. If you can survive me and Coach Carr Sr. on the same staff, you've done something.
How about Jack Ackerman now, 3-0?
Yeah, 7 straight out of the strike zone for Arflac, and now you're the Jackets. You get the tying run to the plate.
How about
in
that?
Robinette.
We were 5-0 going into the 6th inning. Bottom of the 6th. Jackets scored a pair of runs. This one is a strike. So
finally a strike.
Arflac.
Yep.
Finally delivers on a strike, but he's still behind at 3-1.
Now, if you're Ackerman, you're going to look for the pitch in a certain location, okay? And you got to wait for it in that location. If it's not there, you want to take it.
Small lead off, and the pitch is down in the strike zone, but still called a strike. 3-2, count is full.
Now you got to protect. You got to put the ball in play anywhere you can. Now, the advantage is to Ackerman as a left-handed hitter with Etherington. Now, he's back on the edge of the grass as Etherington, but you can chop one over his head maybe. Good job.
And so another walk.
Good job all the way around as we look down, and the Western Hills coaching staff talking it over, and they'll Chisholm on his way out again.
I don't think Arflac's going to last the Drew Chisholm talk here.
I don't think that's a talk walk. That's
a slow.
That's a Captain Hook look.
Yeah.
You thank you, son, for
slow
giving me
stride.
an inning. Although he may stick with him for one more batter.
I don't think so.
Oh,
Do you?
He's asking for the ball.
Yeah, that'll be all for Arflac.
And Cox will now go back to the dugout with Arflac, as Arflac will return to first base more than likely.
So Wheatley got shaky and issued his first couple of walks, and that's when Drew Chisholm, the coach for Western Hills, took him out. Arflac came in, the first baseman, to replace him, and he got immediately in a jam. He was in a bases 2-3 situation for Woodford County, 1 out, and allowed 2 runs to score.
Well, actually, I think Cox is now going to move across the diamond to third, maybe. Or how about no?
Arflak's going back to first.
Actually, I think
Or
I know.
no, maybe
Yeah.
not.
Arflak's going to first. And it looks like Wheatley, who was pitching is now going to re-enter, but he's going to re-enter at third base for Cox. So Arflak, who was on first, went to the mound, and Cox went to first.
They don't do this in the major leagues.
No. Well, here's the other thing. How about this?
They don't have to keep up with all this.
How
in the
about
major
this?
league.
As confusing as this is for baseball, try softball.
Yeah.
Try face pitch.
I tell you what, the fact that these coaches are able to make those split-second decisions, get everybody in the spots that they want
That's
them
why
in,
you got a staff.
is really,
That's why you got a staff, because somebody on that staff is in charge of getting that done.
You just got to be impressed with all these moves that they
Yeah.
make, getting people in the right position, and people who are eligible to come back in, they put them in one spot, and then where they put them in the batting order, and it's kind of a puzzle that you have to solve if you're a coach sometimes.
I just got a text message from JT O'Reilly.
And he said?
He's watching in Alabama.
Oh.
But, hey, JT, just for old time's sake, get a haircut.
How do you know he's got long hair?
I have actually seen his picture online. I've actually been following his season this year, and his hair is
it as long as Beaver's
and
hair?
His mother, though, Kim, will say it's beautiful.
It's as long as Beaver's hair?
Longer.
Longer.
It's a little longer. Yeah.
Of course, Beaver's has curly hair.
His dad.
Like
now there's a story
there.
His dad is threatened to hold him down and shave his head one night when he's asleep. So. I don't know. I assume they have an agreement. As long as he's winning on the mound or playing well, they'll leave it alone, I guess. I don't know.
He's got the Mark Fidrich look. Remember Fidrich?
Oh, Mark the Bird Fidrich.
Yep. All that hair hanging out from under the cap.
Everybody thought it was a gimmick when he came up and started. He would talk to the baseball. He'd kiss the mound, the rubber before he before the first pitch of a game. And that was just him. He was eccentric. Baseball players are the most superstitious athletes on the planet.
This is Robinette, the right fielder. He has a
hit and 3 times up. Singled his last time up. Or he had a walk, actually.
Walk
Yeah.
and
So he's
2
0 for
outs,
2.
so he's 0 for 2. 1 ball and 1 strike. Woodford County has runners at first and second with 1 out. No outs.
Nobody out.
They got an out up there, but it's not correct.
Actually,
that's the inning.
That's actually the inning that hadn't worked for a while. Now all of a sudden it's working, but it's got the first inning on there.
Woodford's down 5-2, scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th after being down 5-0.
Now it's flashing out there at the scoreboard. It's possessed.
But the tying run is at the plate.
Ooh.
Throw to first.
I think it hit Ackerman.
It might have. Ackerman a little slow to get off the ground.
I tell you, if you're Ackerman, the last thing 2-1.
I think it's
a ball and 2 strikes. He called.
Sure. That is it.
Locking up Mason Robinette with a breaking pitch the pitch before.
Strong kid.
Yeah, he's
actually the third Western Hills pitcher.
He's got the
stepping to the plate. Boy, did you hear the of the glove there on a strike call? Had some heat. No balls and 1 strike. 5-2 Western Hills. Woodford County again has the tying run at first, or tying run at the plate, but only 1 out. Pitches up high.
He kind of tips off his breaking pitch. He drops down a little bit more. He comes somewhat over the top with his fastball, but when he throws his breaking pitch, he drops down a little bit more with that arm angle.
1-1 pitch from Etherington, and he gets into swing and miss. And it's 1-2, or 2-1. 1-2, excuse me.
Watch him stay. And then when he gets ready to throw breaking pitch, he drops that arm angle. a slot.
Think he will this time?
Oh, fastball.
Well, I tell you, this team today, he's had to block a number of balls that have been in the dirt, and I don't believe he's let one past him today.
Got a trivia question for you. Who is the first guy in every day to the whirlpool on a baseball team?
The pitcher?
No.
No?
The catcher.
The catcher is?
Yeah. Why do you think they call that mask and chest protector and shin guards the tools of ignorance?
And the knees.
Yes, you get beat up back there very badly. And now here's the tying run. Now, if Enlow,
it's our last chance here.
If Enlow can get into one, guess what? He has the power to hit one out of here.
Yeah, but what did we say earlier? This is not a home run park.
It's not, but he hit one earlier in the game to the warning track.
And he takes a weak swing at this one. He was fooled totally.
Now
little change up there.
And he finishes with one hand. He's got the hitting style that Robin Ventura has.
Steps back in, 0-1 count with, again, runners at first and second and 2 outs. He represents the tying run. There's a curveball that is fouled near the Woodford County dugout and out of play.
Now, see, Howard went over there because this field also has a history of wind blowing from our right to left.
You know what? I'm going to start parking in the parking lot because I don't think we've had many foul balls go straight back.
As soon as you do, you know what'll happen? Your car will get hit.
It's amazing. The whole parking lot is empty, and everybody's parked in the grass.
And there's a pretty decent crowd here, too, tonight.
I may be wrong. We came in, we're 45 minutes early.
I was here.
Nobody was in the parking lot, but we had a string of cars parked in the grass.
Also, those are Woodford County players. And Enlow struck out on a ball up.
And that is it. Western Hills. How about the last 3 batters struck out by Etherington to end the game. Woodford County falls to Western Hills, but makes it a game in the 7th inning, in the bottom of the 7th, by bringing the tying run to the plate. But the Jackets unable to bring any more runs across and lose it by a score of 5-2. That's Woodford's first district loss of the season against 2 victories. And Western Hills has now won all 3 of their district contests. So they now take the lead in the race for top seeding in the postseason district tournament. Again, the final score, 5-2 in favor of Western Hills. Darren, we're going to be quickly back on the air tomorrow with another district opponent.
Yeah, we got Franklin County coming in here. Game time 5:30 here at Chandler Field. We'll be on the air somewhere around 5:15. And then Friday we'll be back here again. And for all softball fans, don't worry. They're in the midst of a 13-game road trip. They have actually won 6 of those road games. They were playing again on the road tonight. I'm not sure, can't remember where they were tonight, but the softball team, they are going to be on the air next week. We'll have softball next week. I believe it'd be Tuesday night when they take on, I can't remember who they play Tuesday night. We'll have to look that up. But Friday night, they'll be playing Lafayette, and then we'll have at 5:30, we'll have another game next Friday in what they're calling the Beast of the East tournament here at the softball complex just down from where we sit tonight. But tomorrow, Franklin County, Woodford County. And again, you throw out the records, you throw out any sport, Woodford, Franklin, probably one of the most heated rivalries in this area.
Woodford County only 3 hits today.
They had 5, actually. They went up with those 2.
Did they have 5?
Yeah, they had 5. They got 2 in the last inning here.
Okay.
In the 6th, I should say. So, Mac will be on the air tomorrow night.
I was counting those.
Yeah, oh, you were?
Yeah,
they only had 3? I thought they had 5. They had
Parker Thomas had
Browning had 2.
Parker Thomas had 2 hits and
so
2 RBIs.
Browning, he had 2, so that's 4. And
that might be it.
We had another one somewhere here.
I can't read that one. Is that
first?
Yeah, that was first.
McNeely
Yeah, that's
5. So they
McNeely
had
5.
So we'll be on there tomorrow night.
5:30. See you then.
Yeah. So it's 5-2 Western Hills over the Jackets tonight. The Jackets dropped to 8-9 with a game tomorrow night against Franklin County. We look for you to come out here at Chandler Field, or if you don't, join us here online on WoodfordSports.com. So we'll see you tomorrow night from Chandler on WoodfordSports.com.